here to celebrate the 4th anniversary of our family, Mind. Mobility in Dystrophy. Mind is a group of like-minded people across Kerala who are suffering from genetic disorders, muscular dystrophy, and spinal muscular atrophy. We were grabbed the opportunity of mobility by fate, but Mind was our way, our hope to move even when we can't. The 4 years of Mind has many stories to tell. Many a time we slipped, but always found a way to stand up again, to bloom again. Many people have joined hands with us to create awareness, to make society realize what our disease is, and to let the medical field know how necessary it is to identify the number of patients and treatments available. And finally, about our biggest dream, Oridam. Like what Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. One day in the near future, we will make our dream a reality. Without further ado, let us start our celebrations. Now I cordially invite the chairman of Mind, Mr. Krishna Kumar KK, for the welcome speech. Welcome, KK.
Thank you, Veena. Before starting, so for the past 4 years, we lost many souls from the group. It's including more small kids and grown-up people. That is a very sad reality. I would like to keep one few seconds silent for giving a gratitude to whoever lost us. Very good evening to all. It is a great pleasure and honor for me and the Mind family to welcome our chief guest, Your Excellency Sri Arif Mohammed Khan, Honorable Governor of Kerala, and all other guests for the Mind annual event 2021. Mind started its journey in 2017, May 1st, in Thrissur. It is one of the first organization in Kerala formed by people suffering from muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular atrophy, SMA. Muscular dystrophy is the result of a genetic disorder which prevents the formation of protein necessary for building muscles. It is a progressive disease and severity increases with the passage of time. Many lost their walking ability at a very young age. As of now, there is no medicine available to cure muscular dystrophy. That is a very sad reality. For spinal muscular atrophy, few medicines are available. However, these medicines are very expensive and no one is able to afford this due to this high cost. One of the SMA medicine that is it's a one-time dose, that cost is like 16 crores and it is not available in India. So we have to import it and its import cost and all. So we have to bear. So it will cost increase up to more than 20 crores. And another medicine available, it's like first 1 year. So we have to pay around 5 crore rupees and remaining all entire lifelong years. So we have to spend 2.5 crores every year. So that is very challenging to all the SMA patients in India. Mind Trust has 5 key objectives. These are creating awareness. It's like while we were starting this organization in Kerala, so nobody is aware of this muscular dystrophy or spinal muscular atrophy, SMA. So many people are asking, so whenever we are telling these words, it's very difficult to pronounce and they will ask, oh, what is that? Is it a disease or something else? So that was the condition while we were starting the Mind, but now we were able to create awareness among the public as well as the muscular dystrophy patients and their family members to understand what is muscular dystrophy and how to manage diseases and what are the precautions we can take and all these things. And next objective is like education. The patients suffering from muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular atrophy, they lost their walking ability at very young age. So many cases, they lost that school going ability and all. So for them, we are trying to provide the formal education. And then the employment opportunities to MIND members. And the third one is like the rehabilitation. And it's like for considering the rehabilitation, so our dream project, so Oridum is coming into picture. And then so the medical research, so the dream, another dream is like getting medicine for spinal muscular atrophy and muscular dystrophy on an affordable rate to all patients in India. And just I would like to share that few of that initial our journey. The MIND started as a WhatsApp group in 2016 with a very few number of people. After that, for the past 4 years, we have added, so we have find out that many other people suffering from spinal muscular atrophy and muscular dystrophy from all over the Kerala. And now we grown up as a big family. So now we have around 600 plus members. So MIND is constantly trying to improve the life of people suffering from muscular dystrophy and SMA, providing support and handling difficult situations. And we are a bit slow, as you know, that we have a lot of health limitation, but still we are steady. Our intention is like slow and steady to process and win the game. For the past 4 years, we have completed few major projects. One is like Prayan, so that is an adolescent leadership program to build new leaders for the future generation from people suffering from muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular atrophy. Another one is like Women Empowerment Program. As you know that it's like a disability, and if we are in a female, so lot of issues and challenges facing. So we found out a platform to share all the issues and find out a solution for women with muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular atrophy. And next one is the Oridum, a digital magazine. It's a bi-monthly magazine. So this is to showcase our members' creativity. As I mentioned earlier, our greatest dream is to create a rehabilitation center, and we call it such Oridum. So Oridum is space for love, hope, and care. We are expecting support from all the community to complete our dream project. Our intention is to create a big home for people suffering from muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular atrophy. Oridum should include facility for medical research, job training, physiotherapy center, yoga center, etc. It's to be a mini village to support all kind of muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular dystrophy affected people. In this February, so our Vice Chairman, Krishna Kumar PS, got an opportunity to meet our Honorable Governor. Your Excellency has offered all the support and wishes to MIND and its activities. So it is a great honor for our organization. Honorable Governor has accepted the invite to inaugurate our annual event out of his very busy schedule. As we aware of that, we are facing a very difficult situation due to that COVID pandemic. But still, Sir has found out a time to give some 30 minutes time to us to inaugurate our function. Once again, with great pleasure, I welcome our chief guest, Your Excellency Sri Arif Mohammed Khan, Honorable Governor of Kerala, to inaugurate our 4th anniversary celebration. Thank you, sir. Veena, you are on mute.
Thank you, KK, for that wonderful speech. The foundation of MIND is love. Among many talented members of MIND are the people who talks the language of love, music. Next, I welcome one of our energetic member in the family, Ms. Aruna, to the stage for a song.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Veena. And hi, everyone. Myself, Aruna, here to sing a song from the movie Bombay, A.R. Rahman composition. Can I start? तू ही रे, तेरे बिना मैं कैसे जियूं, आजा रे, यूं ही तड़पाना तू मुझको, जान रे, इन सांसों में बस जा तू, चांद रे, आजा दिल की ज़मीन पे तू, चाहे अगर आगे मुझसे मिल जा तो, क्या ऐसा कर धरती से मिलने मुझको, तू ही रे, तेरे बिना मैं कैसे जियूं, आजा रे, यूं ही तड़पाना तू मुझको. Thank you. Love you all.
Thank you, Arna Chechi, for the beautiful song. We move to the next session.
Thank you.
Today's accomplishments were yesterday's impossibilities. Yes, exactly 4 years ago, Mind was in the mind of a few people. A place where you can find, cherish, and spread love, hope, and care. That was their dream, as we see now. That dream has taken its root from one mind to many minds. The Mind has grown from an organization to a family in the past 4 years. Everyone who comes across Mind find a new home within our hearts. The Mind makes you love and be loved for what you are. Here with us, the Honorable Governor of Kerala, Sri Arif Muhammad Khan, to be a part of our family. With all love and respect, I invite Honorable Governor Sri Arif Muhammad Khan to deliver the inaugural address. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much. Shri Krishna Kumar KK, Chairman Mind Trust, Miss Veena Venugopal, Shrimati Krishna Kumar P. Shri Lata, Sahodri Sahodran Mare, Namaskara. I am delighted to be with you on this occasion when you are celebrating 4th anniversary of Mobility in Dystrophy Trust, which has been working towards creating awareness about the physical condition called muscular dystrophy. I see this celebration on the theme of mobility as a creative way of highlighting the need to make aware of muscular dystrophy so that the people and our public sphere are encouraged to take a more supportive attitude towards those affected by this disease. Let me therefore begin by appreciating the efforts being made by Mind Trust to mobilize and empower people suffering from muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular atrophy. I am informed that the trust has been helping patients to voice their concerns about this condition since its formation in 2016. I am deeply impressed by the efforts made by the members of the trust to mobilize support for this just cause. The difficulties due to COVID-19 have not dampened the spirit of the members, which I can see here. It is said that taking small steps may look really small, but those steps add up over time and would propel one closer to the goal. I am told that this organization, just now the president of the trust mentioned how they started as a small WhatsApp group, and those affected by this condition, they started reaching out to each other through networking and the conduct of awareness events. They found that a lot of people were enduring the effects of these incurable problems. And very soon, the trust could enroll over 500 people who were either residing in Kerala or hailing from Kerala. Closer interaction fostered understanding among members, and here we are now celebrating the 4th anniversary of the trust with greater hope and greater confidence. In fact, it was some months ago that Shri Krishna Kumar, who is the vice chairman of the trust, had called on me. He had been seeking an appointment to meet me last year. I thought I would meet him in Kollam whenever I visited the district so that he could avoid traveling to Thiruvananthapuram. However, he could come to Rajbhavan and we met. And this meeting proved, I'm not saying formally, meeting proved to be highly instructive for me and made me understanding the difficulties faced by people suffering from muscular dystrophy. He explained to me that from his travel experience, he had noticed that many of the public places in our state lack the amenities which are needed to create a fully disabled friendly atmosphere. The physical hardship caused by muscular dystrophy, which is technically known as Duchenne muscular dystrophy, are well known. However, studies about this disease took quite a long time to become known to the people. I understand that it was sometime in 1830 that descriptions of a boy with progressive motor paralysis was first reported by Dr. Charles Bell, a Scottish anatomist. It took another 34 years for English physician Dr. Edward Marion to describe the clinical and pathological findings in 8 affected boys from 3 families. In his book, Practical and Pathological Researches on the Various Forms of Paralysis. He was also the first to recognize the maternal inheritance of this disorder. It was in the late 70s that more studies and researches were conducted on this medical condition. Today, medical research says that though it is difficult to arrest the downhill progression of dystrophic process with current disease management measures, the recent rapid advances in gene therapy hold promise that the course of these diseases could eventually be mitigated. That creates hope for all of us. Societal and governmental support is essential for people affected by muscular dystrophy. I am sure that government of Kerala understands the need for such support for the patients. Support has to be rendered in different ways, beginning with provision of information about DMD and patient support groups. I understand that support has to be provided according to the age groups to which patients belong. Support at pediatric and teenage levels are very important since it would help to instill confidence during the growing age. Referral to the specialist team, advice about the right level of exercise, genetic advice for the family have to be part of this endeavor. However, most importantly, making our buildings and other infrastructure truly friendly to the needs of the persons with disabilities deserves top priority. The theme of today's celebration also points to mobility, which is a booster of one's confidence. If people have to be truly and freely mobile, there have to be adequate facilities to ensure their movement. I am happy that MIND is making efforts to help many of its members who are not financially independent or have little access to informed medical care and education. One can imagine this situation if they come from families struggling to make ends meet. Already this trust has conducted periodical awareness camps in Thiruvananthapuram, Ernakulam, and Thrissur. The gesture of providing financial assistance, organizing training programs to help members overcome their financial dependence through education and skill development, and the yoga and exercise training deserve applause. The positive attitude of the people associated with MIND reminds me of the saying that there is no education like adversity. What has so far been done by this group of enterprising people is reminiscent of what Saint Francis of Assisi once advised: start by doing what is necessary, then do what is possible, and suddenly you will find doing the impossible. By volunteering to highlight the adversities before society, by identifying people who need support, and by connecting fellow members to doctors who specialize in the subject, MIND Trust has won half the battle against this adversity. By frequently advising members regarding the latest developments in the medical field and therapies available, you are building confidence in hundreds of people. I am sure that these efforts, which are done with utmost shraddha or devotion, will alleviate the suffering of patients and empower them with courage to face the situation with a smile. The best way to handle adversity is to face it with confidence. Let me conclude with the lines from an essay by Flight Lieutenant M.P. Anil Kumar, a Keralite better known as the chair-borne warrior, whose fight against disability continues to inspire people even after his demise. During his time as one of the best pilots of Indian Air Force in his 20s, he suffered an accident which rendered him paraplegic for over 25 years. But in those years, he inspired the world with his writings by biting the pen and writing in impeccable language and calligraphy. This is what he wrote: to surmount even seemingly insuperable obstacles, one has to muster the remnant faculties and shun the thought of disability, and then canalize one's dormant energies purposefully and wholeheartedly. It is not just physical ability and average intelligence, but an insatiable appetite for success and an unflagging willpower that would texture the warp and woof of the fabric called human destiny. Greater the difficulty, sweeter the victory. I wish every member of the Mind Trust a sweet victory over adversity. Through confidence and devotion to the cause, may your efforts to alleviate the present difficulties succeed. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, valre danni, jai hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Next, we have a small interactive session. Mind has taken its shape as an organization from some whys that we have popped in the minds of our members. And in search of the answers for the whys, we found the whats. We asked a question, some to ourselves and some to the society, and that aided us to grow and flourish. The important thing is to never stop questioning. Next, I invite Mind's two young prodigies, Amina Yumna and others, to have a small interactive session with our Honorable Governor. Welcome, Amikuti.
Most welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
So happy to see you.
Same to Myself, I am Amina Yumna. I am 4th standard. I would like to hear from you how people like us can succeed in this competitive world.
The very fact that you are curious to know how to succeed will ensure that you will succeed, God willing. I think your president had said just now, this curiosity, the desire to know things, the desire to acquire knowledge, this is very important. And the Indian tradition tells us that this should always remain unceasing, which means that this spirit of curiosity should remain alive all your life. In fact, there is a famous saying that if your today is not better than your yesterday, then you are heading towards failure. You are heading towards destruction. What does it mean? Today being better than yesterday and tomorrow being better than even today, what does it mean? It does not mean just acquisition of material things. It means acquisition of knowledge. It means updating yourself with the changes which are happening all around you in the world. So much progress is being made. It means doing good to the others. I must also ask, each individual must also subject herself or himself to social audit, whether I have been able to do anything for the others, whether I have done anything which can bring a smile on the face of the other person, and how much I have done it. So, and you know, the Indian tradition always, we should thank our stars that we are Indians. We have a great legacy, and the legacy is of acquisition of knowledge. It is through knowledge that you can overcome all your adversity, whatever adversity one faces. Basically, pain is nothing. Pain is ignorance. Maybe after a few years, because of the efforts, industry, striving of the scientists, of the medical community, they are able to find a medicine which is less expensive and which can help people who are in the condition in which you find today. If we are not able to really bring the change today, it is because mankind, the genius people among us, have not so far devoted their energies to find the cure for this problem. And our tradition tells us, tapa so adhyay nirattam, ever devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. Knowledge, education is the real game changer. Education is something which makes your life purposeful. Education is something by acquisition of knowledge. You know, this is one acquisition which nobody can snatch from you. The knowledge you have and the knowledge which you add daily, if you share it with others, then it does not, in amount wise, it does not lessen any other thing which you have, any of your possession. If you spend it, the amount will decrease. Knowledge is one thing which will never decrease, cannot be snatched from you. Nobody can steal it. Nobody can take it away from you. So devote yourself to the acquisition of knowledge, ever devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. And whatever knowledge you acquire, share it with others. Knowledge comes as a result of tapa. Tapa is self-imposed discipline. The time which I would like to spend watching. I'm not saying that you should not watch cartoons. Even from there you can learn so many things. But time, you have to impose certain discipline on yourself. And as a result of that discipline, you acquire knowledge. And this knowledge, this question has been asked in our tradition, that what is striving, what is tapa? The answer given was acquisition of knowledge and sharing it with others. And even this condition in which you are placed, this cannot prevent you from acquisition of knowledge. The more we acquire knowledge, more we become helpful to others, more our life will become purposeful, and more it becomes purposeful, more success. We will feel success means we will have internal satisfaction, and that is what brings happiness. That is what brings success. And I wish you all the best. I know you are curious to know. May your curiosity alive all your life, and you achieve new heights every day. You make your every day better than the previous day, and you become successful in life. All my best wishes are with you, with all of you.
Thank you, sir. We have one more question. Can I invite?
You are most welcome. I would like to spend time with you.
Okay, others? Yeah, you can go.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Arush Chandran. I am studying 5th standard. I would like to know, what is your view on disabled-friendly India? When and how we can achieve it?
Adarsh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm so happy that you have asked this question. In fact, I wish that
Thank you, sir.
yeah, I wish that you had not really needed to ask this question. If as Indians, we are conscious of our inheritance, we are conscious of our legacy. You know, people who suffer from any disability, they are not different from us. I do not know how to say it, but the Indian tradition tells us that we must always try to see, we should always try to step into the shoes of the other person. Why we should try to step into the shoes of the other person? So that we can feel, we can have a feel what one is going through. And if I have that feel, then whatever we do for people who suffer from any kind of disability, actually we will not be doing it for them. We will be doing it for ourselves. We need to heighten our sensitivity. We need to have more consciousness about our civilizational heritage. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvam Asi. You and me, our bodies are different, but the Atma which dwells in you dwells in me. It is the same Atma. It is the same consciousness. And the Indian tradition tells us not just to see, not just to step into the shoes of the other person, but to see every being as the sacred temple of the supreme truth. So if I am true to this civilizational legacy, then how can I be insensitive to any person who is suffering from any disadvantage or any disability? Unfortunately, because possibly this period, our philosophers and thought leaders like Swami Vivekananda have told us that because of the long period of decline and fall, we develop a certain kind of insensitivity. We are in urgent need to do away with it. We need to be more sensitive. And we have to build an India, which is, of course, if we have not been able to do so till now, I am ashamed of it. I feel very unhappy about it. And we will not be, but fortunately now the awareness is coming. People are becoming conscious. The governments are also taking steps. And when we are able to achieve these goals, we will not be doing any favor to these persons who are facing these challenges. We will be doing favor to ourselves. We will be doing something good to ourselves. So I want to see this disabled-friendly India as soon as possible. And I would also like you and all those who are associated with the Mind Trust to work as much as we can to create this awareness, this consciousness, and to remind people of what we really owe. I said earlier, we should thank our stars. We are born in India. We are Indians, but we have a right to call ourselves Indian if we are true to our Indian legacy. And the Indian legacy is, basically, think about it. We have so many differences in the society, different social groups, one above the other, one below the other. No, the Indian thought says that it is the same soul, same Atma, which dwells in everybody. This is the most effective instrument to ensure human dignity. Human dignity, which is all inclusive. Now, if my buildings are not disabled friendly, how can I claim that I really believe in human dignity? And this is not only my civilizational heritage, this is my constitutional obligation as well. So I appreciate your question. I thank you very much. And I hope together we will be able to create a new awareness, new consciousness, and transform India into a disabled-friendly country as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. These words and your support mean so much to your family. Thank you, sir. Thank you for minding us. Thank you.
Acha, Krishna Kumar is on the screen now. I can see Krishna Kumar on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And I would also like to, give my thanks to Mrs. Deepika D. And I do not know the name of the lady who is interpreting now. Will you please tell?
Jinsi Mariam, sir.
Jinsi Mariam, thank you very much. You have done it beautifully. Thank you very much.
So we are near to the end. The end is don't quite mean the end, because in the end, each end is a beginning. We learned many things in the past. These 4 years have taught us that humanity is still alive, that we live in a compassionate world, and there are a million ways for love to flow into your life. We are happy that with each day, we are lessening the gap between us and our dreams. We pray and hope that we get lucky to celebrate our next anniversary at ODIDA, a space for love, hope, and care. Next, I invite Mr. Krishna Kumar PS, Vice Chairman of our Mind, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Veena. Good evening, all. There is a sign to the eyes of the gratitude. Everything is a miracle. Mind, mobility in dystrophy, a nascent fellowship of patients of muscular dystrophy and spinal muscular atrophy across Sarva, is celebrating its 4th anniversary. Mind is an organization of handful of people who makes the famous saying, if you can't dream it, you can't do it. I am pretty privileged to be present here as a member of Mind family and to have an opportunity to propose vote of thanks in the glorious 4th annual celebration of the mobility in dystrophy, a space for love, hope, and care. First of all, on behalf of the organizing committee and all family members of Mind, I take this opportunity to thank our chief guest, Honorable Governor of Kerala, Mr. Mohammed Arif Khan, whose presence and words really inspired us. At this, his pressing job requirements, he interacted with us and spent his valuable time with our family members. We are indebted to have you here, sir. Let me express my gratitude and love to all the dignitaries present here with their affection and support. Mind is a family more than an organization and will remain so. The organization is grateful to all of the members who present here. Let me express our love to all. Thank you.
Thank you. So the celebrations have just begun. What's coming is more beautiful than what's already done. What you have seen now is only a trailer to what you are going to see in the upcoming days. Until then, we are signing off. Once again, thanking all for your presence and support. Love you all. Thank you.